Imagine this. It's December 2014 and you can't wait to get your favorite game or console from your parents for Christmas. But a random Twitter account that goes by @LizardSquad claims they're gonna hack Xbox and PlayStation servers on Christmas Day just to mess with people. Then the day comes and holy they actually did it. Hey guys, my name is Tuv and today we're going to be talking about the events that happened in 2014, specifically talking about Lizard Squad. And stay tuned because I managed to pull off getting an interview with one of the main members of the group. And a lot of never heard before information was spread on that call. Today, we're going to be talking about the hackers that ruined Christmas. Before this video starts, I want to give huge credit to Crumb here on YouTube, as his video served as inspiration, and it's genuinely a great video. Go subscribe to him. And yes, this isn't a YouTube short being uploaded to the channel. Yay. I know y'all make memes of that I only make shorts now. It's not just me while I'm working on other stuff for my life. So let me explain how exactly this video is going to work. So obviously, I don't want this video to be a copy and paste of Crumb's. So his video is really in depth on a lot of details. Basically, I'm going to give you guys the main points, and then we're going to head over to asking a Lizard Squad member a few important questions. It all began on August 18th, 2014. The infamous game League of Legends went down, and a hacker group known as, quote, Lizard Squad were claiming that they were the cause of the disruption on Twitter. A day later, the RuneScape servers go down, and again, they're claiming it was them. So before we keep going, how exactly was this random group taking down huge servers? Well, there's this thing called DDoS attacks. And to explain it in the easiest way possible, these attacks usually involve multiple devices, usually called a botnet, which are used to overwhelm a specific target with a lot of fake traffic, therefore making that specific target fail. On August 24th, 2014, Lizard Squad tweeted out that they're gonna move on from PC games and straight up attack the PlayStation servers. And by God, it worked. So now people were starting to believe these attacks. At first, it could have been a coincidence. Now they're sticking to their word. What's going on? Who are these people? August 25th, 2014, the day after, John Smedley, which was the president of Sony Online Entertainment, called them out as Lizard Squad was pretending to be associated with ISIS, which made the media cover them and spread false information. And Smedley was like, nope, these guys are internet trolls. You guys are getting trolled. They're not a part of ISIS. And at the same time, Smedley was actually about to get on a plane and head to California. Shortly after, Lizard Squad took things to a disgusting level and tweeted out to American Airlines, and let me just read it. At American Air, we have been receiving reports that John Smedley's plane, number 362, from DFW to SAN has explosives on board. Please look into this. So Smedley's plane had to make an emergency stop and grounded and checked for safety precautions. And to add insult to injury, that same night they DDoSed the Xbox servers. At this point, the CIA had to get involved. I mean, these are cyber crimes we're talking about. On August 29th, they hosted a Reddit AMA where they were not welcomed nicely, to say the least. On their website, they claim to be ending the quote-unquote journey and that they have to get back to their lives. I feel like if you did this, you don't have a life to begin with. We set out on our journey 2 weeks ago with a plan to cause havoc within the gaming community. Our motives varied throughout this adventure. Originally, it was to see if we could evade being caught and to experience the raw thrill of anarchy, not being bound to phony laws. We've been called everything from an organized criminal gang to complete assholes. Really, we're just a bunch of guys with too much free time. Throughout our journey, we met new people, gained new members, learned new things, people tried taking swings at us and missed. We proved that even though we're little in this very big world, that a small group of friends who work together can cause a lot of havoc without legal repercussions. Today, we will be disbanding. Behind the green reptiles and other bullshit, we have lives, believe it or not. Things to do, people to meet, goodbye. Their Twitter account was also suspended, so hooray, right? Well, I mean, no, you read the title of this video. On December 1st, 2014, they tweet out a threat to Microsoft. Microsoft will receive a wonderful Christmas present from us. A few minutes later, boom, Xbox servers were down and they tweeted out Xbox Live, #offline. Just some preparation for Christmas. This is a small dose of what's to come on Christmas, #Lizard Squad. While doing research, I found an interview that Vinny Omari did. Now, Vinny was a prominent member in the Lizard Squad group, and a lot of people question, I mean, why'd you do it? He claims in this interview that they just did it to shut other hackers up, because other hackers were like, nope, this is a lie, you're not actually doing this, just coincidental. So it's really their ego that fueled them.
The main goal wasn't to destroy these companies, the main goal was to basically take out the ego of the other hackers that said that we couldn't really do what we claimed that we did. So technically, if anyone's to blame, it would be Finest Squad, which is the other hacker group. They failed to protect the companies that they said that they could protect.
And by the way, if you were around back in 2014, you might have heard of another group called Finest Squad, which actually were confirmed to be another group, and they were supposed to be like the saviors of Christmas. The lore goes deep. I'm not gonna say everything. December 2nd, 2014. Machinima. Yeah. Remember them? Well, they made a video claiming Lizard Squad had nothing to do with the hacks going on and it was just purely coincidental, so Lizard Squad hacked their website and channel. On December 3rd, Keemstar from Drama Alert interviews Lizard Squad, which in turn gives them more clout, and in case you were wondering what their voice sounds like, well, here's one of the members' voice.
Well, during a recent statement made by Bruce Green of Inside Gaming, I guess it's like a Machinima sub-series, he stated that Lizard Squad's recent gifts to Microsoft were purely coincidental and that, there was really no upfront planning to anything, and maybe it was just a coincidence.
Except while I was watching the Vinny interview, he just admits that that guy wasn't even a part of Lizard Squad. They basically just did it for clout. No one wanted to talk to Keemstar because he's Keemstar, and they just sent decoys off to go get clout on Drama Alert while they stayed back and did their own thing.
We didn't want to interview with Keemstar, none of us wanted to interview with Keemstar. That's why we sent people that weren't even involved in it, I think.
December 11th, the Lizard Squad Twitter was taken down and the Finest Squad group was claiming responsibility. December 18th, the Lizard Squad account was still down and it led to them tweeting from their personal accounts. They ended up doxing the members of Finest Squad, and Finest Squad does the same, but it's more than likely that they were all just wrong. Vice even reported that one of the phone numbers that was in the dox belonged to a 71-year-old grandma. By the way, got that information from Crumb, like I said, all credit to him. And they claim to have taken down North Korea's internet. Yeah, the whole country's internet. They were basically using this as a test, which is crazy to test out your hacking skills on a country. Christmas Eve, Lizard Squad takes down both the Xbox and PlayStation servers for only 8 minutes each. Then Finest Squad claims that they're the reason the servers were back up as they were attacking Lizard Squad's botnet, though to this day we don't really know if it's true or not. Christmas Day 2014, Lizard Squad did it. They took down the Xbox and PlayStation servers at approximately 9 in the morning. Then Finest Squad started asking for donations, which led to some people thinking that it could have been just Lizard Squad and they were just trying to squeeze some money out of this whole situation, but it actually wasn't Lizard Squad. They were actually their own group, but still weird and sus to be asking for money. Then Kim.com offers Lizard Squad Mega Lifetime Premium in exchange for the servers to come back. Now, what does that sentence even mean? Kim.com owns Mega. You guys know that Mega website? That's basically a Dropbox clone, like Google Drive. All right, Mega is just more encrypted. It's literally just more trusted by hackers. They actually ended up agreeing on 3,000 one-year pro membership vouchers. Now, what are vouchers? Vouchers is just another word for the membership. I had to go out of my way to ask Vinny because I looked it up on Google, like what are vouchers? And no one, am I just supposed to know what the fuck a voucher is? Anyway, it's something extremely useful when it comes to Mega. And Lizard Squad took the deal because they ended up making profit by selling the vouchers for half price, which is pretty smart. And Lizard Squad ended up stopping the attack. It actually worked. A lot of people saw Kim.com as really respectable. December 26th. This is when a Lizard Squad member posts the vouchers on a hacking forum, and Lizard Squad starts doing interviews with their face in them, which was very shocking to a lot of people. It seems like you'd want to be anonymous. And this member right here, Julius Kibamaki, was taunting people to dox him. In the VibePay interview, Vinny Omari says that his house address actually got leaked, and he was just doxed.
You know what? I'm in the mood to do an interview. Let's do an interview. This was after everything was shut down. So I went and did an interview at BBC 5 Live, and my friend and I went on as member 1 and member 2. But obviously my voice is very distinctive. It's pretty hard to miss. The next morning I woke up with Sky News and God knows how many other outlets literally just parked outside my house. My public address and everything was out there, so it wasn't difficult to find me.
On December 29th, Vinny Omari was raided, but luckily he wiped all his devices the day before, and he had an interesting story about his money, and that being that he kept all his money in cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin, and he hid his Bitcoin address in a notepad file, then changed the icon, and when he wiped his device, he forgot about it, so he actually ended up losing all of his money. On January 2nd of 2015, Julius was captured in Finland, and on May 15th, 2015, 17-year-old Julius Kibamaki was arrested but not incarcerated. He got 2 years monitored by local police and 0 prison time. I noticed that a lot of the time cybercrimes aren't really taken serious outside of the US. Don't quote me on this, but I think I've seen a lot of headlines of other countries that just don't give a fuck about cybercrimes. They don't take it seriously. There's a hacker, oh, okay, you get a slap on the wrist and you back out. On July 8th, 2015, Smedley was pissed that the kid wasn't in jail and says he's coming for him. And 2 days later, a Lizard Squad account tweets out, "Time for some more fun." And they attacked games that Smedley was directly involved in, that being H1Z1 and PlanetSide 2. Then he tweets out, "Looks like it's happening again," and he later stepped down as CEO, which is so fucked up. This 17-year-old kid made this grown man quit his job at Sony. And that's just the beginning of it. There's so much more of ruining people's lives events in that hacker community that Vinny was telling me about in the interview, but it's just crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. That's wild. But what happened after the events? Did any other member face repercussions? We're about to talk about that in this section called What Happened After. Yo, I'm a hacker, and if you don't want me to hack the fuck out of your device and ruin your life, I suggest you listen. We have a new video game drop over at earldoesn'texist.com. Look at that. Grand Theft Earl. Isn't that cute? Look how cute that is. We also got Earlcraft right here. Boom. Earl Adventure. Yeah, look at that. Not Sonic Adventure. We got Earl Adventure. If you don't want to get hacked by me, the cool hacker guy, then I suggest you visit the store. You don't even have to buy anything. Just visit it. Look at that. Alternate cover art, specifically for the physical version. We're also gonna have cassettes coming soon, by the way. And all of them will be signed by me. But yeah, these aren't for sale yet. They will be soon. Anyway, let's head back to the video. On September 23rd, 2016, a member named Zachary was sentenced to 3 months in prison, and he was the only one from the US.
Zachary Bukta is accused of hacking computers with victims around the world, including here in Illinois. Federal prosecutors allege Bukta operated websites that would launch denial of service attacks on unsuspecting companies and individuals and traffic stolen payment card information. Some victims reported getting threatening phone calls. The complaint alleges this charge stems from an international investigation into hacking groups called Lizard Squad and Poodle Corp. The 19-year-old was released on bond today but did not comment. The judge ordered he is not allowed internet access.
And in the interview, Vinny explained that they never asked for money because they knew that would only be considered blackmail, which would eventually be used against them in court. And apparently the people that were pretending to be a part of Lizard Squad were arrested, but he didn't provide any proof in the interview. So now when it comes to Vinny's trial, it is very up and down. I don't know how to say it. Again, I'm gonna try to say it as easy as possible, but there was a lot of postponing. But basically, Vinny had a health problem, so much so that he had to constantly be in the hospital and get surgeries. So basically the opposing side was really unprepared. They didn't really have a proper case against Vinny, so the judge postponed it. And then with Vinny's health issues, he missed the court hearing, and the police was looking for him because he missed the court hearing, which postponed it again due to his health. But it was like, okay, because it was a valid reason. And I believe it was the third time when Vinny actually showed up. The opposing lawyers didn't, because I guess they just got the date wrong. And the judge was so annoyed that he just let Vinny go. He's like, okay, this is enough. And Vinny did have to pay a fine. That fine being 15 pounds to a charity of his choice. That's really it for Vinny. The court ended there. But when it comes to Julius, it's a little bit different. He was actually arrested about 2 weeks ago in Finland due to extorting a local online psychotherapy practice and leaking therapy notes for more than 22,000 patients online. So he's still up to his hacking ventures. I wonder how long he's going to be in prison for. It doesn't state in this article, but I mean, if it's Finland, they probably don't give a fuck. I would hope that they care by now, seeing that it's the same dude, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And now it's time for the Vinny Omari interview. Before we get to that interview, I do want to say I appreciate you guys. That's it. I love y'all. Thank y'all for being my subscribers, man. It's so wild having like a lot of y'all like it's cool as fuck. Like I'm telling y'all, I still see myself like as 20k subs. Though I got like taxes problems, bro. Y'all should have seen that fucking taxes problems. It fucking annoys me, bro. I'm still that 20-year-old in my room making videos. But yeah, nah, I appreciate y'all. Like, thank y'all for giving me time to fucking do my music and do YouTube and the fucking clothing. So appreciate the fuck out of y'all, for real. And now let's head on to the Vinny Omari interview. First question on my list is, how did the Lizard Squad event change your life? Did it motivate you or unmotivate you to continue your hacking avenue?
It didn't really demotivate me to get off from like the computer or the cyber lifestyle, but that was the plan anyway in the end. Like, my plan from the beginning was never to stay in the computer line of work for like my whole life. I obviously had like bigger plans with like businesses and everything that I wanted to make in the future. So it didn't really demotivate me at all. I don't know. It was just quite normal, to be honest with you.
You don't look down on it. You just...
Oh, like no. It was literally the best thing that ever happened.
Okay.
In like the smart, dumbest way possible. The best thing that could have happened.
What was life like after the event and after being arrested?
Well, a year after I got caught, I was still on bail. So I was on bail for nearly 5 years. So I was going into court for like nearly 5 years until they decided what the outcome was going to be.
So when you're on bail, you were still at your house, like, but just in and out of court,
yeah,
though, right? So what was life
exactly.
like during that?
It was the same, to be honest with you. It was no different. The only difference was they took away my computers and everything on my phones. Obviously, my crypto as well. And all of my money at the time was in crypto. I didn't really have cash or anything. And if I had cash, they would have taken that too, but I didn't.
They removed every device you had, like including your game systems?
Yeah, they took everything. Oh yeah, my Xbox as well, and anything with a hard drive, they really take.
It's interesting how they remove everything, but they let you buy it again.
Yeah, exactly. So they didn't give me like any restrictions against it. Usually they would, to be honest with you. I'm lucky that I didn't get any. But they came for PayPal fraud and Sony and Microsoft hacking. They came for PayPal fraud, but there never was PayPal fraud. It's just because at the time we were offering like services, and one of the payments that we could get paid in was PayPal. So obviously we'd have like our legit accounts on the PayPal until our one card would get banned, and we'd open up a new bank account and do it, you know. Our PayPal got banned because we had so much money flowing in from like online services. They thought that it was PayPal fraud because of the amount of money that was funding through to different accounts, like one account, then a new bank account, and then a new bank account.
Like we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars sent through PayPal?
Yeah, like, and after a while, obviously the security wasn't that good. After like a while, they would figure out, and then you'd have like a 180-day ban on PayPal because they wanted to check if the money was fraudulent. It wasn't, because it was normal clients sending the money to us. And after 180 days, then whatever would be in the account, it could be $5,000 or it could be nearly $15,000. We'd be able to transfer into the account, and then they'll close the account permanently.
Did you feel betrayed by the other members when you became the face of Lizard Squad and had to take a lot of the heat?
No, that was like, it's gonna sound psycho, but that was like a part of the plan.
Wow. You were supposed to be the quote-unquote fall guy? Is that... Because I hear some people say that.
Exactly. Long story short, so this is basically what happened. We're literally just like guys just hanging out online, playing games. That was like the main purpose of it. Later on, things started to change, and then we started getting attention, and then a specific YouTuber wanted to interview us when we started doing these things for like clout. That was the whole point of it. Like, you either do it to make money or you do it for clout. And obviously making money is the smarter route, right? And going for clout is risky because, one, you're putting yourself out there, and two, your content that you're putting out there or whatever you're doing might not even pull off, and you'll only get like a few thousand or a few hundred views. And now you just basically told the world like that you do this stuff basically for nothing. It's just basically ruining your image too early. We knew that it was going to do something big, so we were looking forward to the attention, to be honest with you. And the Lizard Squad stuff wasn't the first time that we've done that either.
Let's really talk about the fall guy. So you plan to be the quote-unquote fall guy?
Yeah, so it wasn't so much the fall guy. So basically what happened at the beginning, we had the original Twitter accounts. That's where me and my friend would basically make posts from. And then we had another one, and then they both got suspended. So at that point, we basically asked one of the other guys in the group to basically make a Twitter account so he could tweet from it. And we would tell him what to tweet. So he would do the tweeting for us, and he would literally just play like Steam games with us and just do the tweets.
Wow.
So we wouldn't
So did you ever tweet out of the account?
Yeah, of course, from their original account, 100%. The account was connected to like an online chat. So it was connected to that. It was like through an API, and we could basically just like use the DMs.
Oh, that's actually cool. That's actually cool as fuck. Okay.
At the beginning, obviously, it wasn't the plan. At the beginning, when Keemstar did interviews and a few of the other YouTubers, we send the idiots that were just hanging around and hanging out with us, you know? After a while, the idiots basically wanted to get like more clout, and there was like bigger YouTube videos coming out, you know? Bigger people wanted to talk to us, bigger like media outlets, like we had the New Yorker, we had Forbes, we had like pretty much everyone like out there, even people from like New Zealand and Australia messaging us for like ABC News and stuff, like their media outlets, right? After we started getting all the clout, that's when Julius and I started going on the news and stuff. So if you see the Sky News video, which is one of the original ones where we first like go on camera and stuff, I'm a security analyst, and my friend Julius is the person that's basically the hacker. Then it wasn't planned, but then years down the line, like a year or so and a half down the line, when I had my first court hearing and it started to get like pretty serious, we ended up selling the account because things were getting serious at that point. Julius and I sold a Twitter account now. After we sold it, it was one of the guys that bought it, basically, was some guy that's always had it in for me. I'm not going to name him and give him clout because it's not worth it. And he thought he was actually damaging my reputation. So here's where the universe brought everything in together and makes it like really interesting. So at that point, he thought that he was making my life like a living hell. And at that point, like I had my serious court hearing coming up after a few years, the first one. So I'm like already under like stress and pressure. My lawyer's like, it's pretty savage, to be honest with you. So this guy tweets out saying, I'm not a part of Lizard Squad. I never been a part of Lizard Squad. I was just like the fall guy and whatever.
He says
And
about
then
you, right? Your specific name?
specifically me, and mentions me by my full name. Not thinking straight. I'm like, oh my fucking God, like this guy, he's a snake and whatever else. I'm like, it is what it is. Like, it's not that I give a shit. I've got caught in like a week or so. But then I spoke to my lawyer about it because he saw it as well. And he was like, that's the best thing that's happened because it's going to help your court case because they tweeted it out from their original account and we could actually use it. So we did. We used it.
Okay.
Anyway, Daily Dot approached me and then they said, do you have anything to say about this? Because they're saying that you're no original member. And I didn't bother answering the questions with Daily Dot or anything. So I was like, you know what? It's like a small L in my reputation, but at least I won't
Well, I
be in
mean,
prison.
now people know the truth, though.
Well, I knew it was going to come out eventually because like it always happens. Like it was logical.
Interesting, though, like revealing the truth after the court hearings. Everything is done in court, right? There's no more. Okay. It's interesting revealing the truth after because personally, I would think like you wouldn't want to say anything, like just stay quiet because what if, I don't know, court comes back and they're just like, you just admitted to this, blank, blah, blah, blank, you know?
Yeah, to be honest with you, but my court case finished in a bit of a weirder way, to be honest. I had like a really bad like injury, so I had surgery for it, and
Yeah.
the judge basically just felt bad, and then he postponed the surgery instead of like, because I was in hospital at the time for my hernia, not hernia, sorry, my appendix burst. So the second court case is coming up now, okay? And I decided to like turn up to the court case like less than a week after I've had like this like big like operation on my stomach with like, and the police that was supposed to prosecute me, the CPS we call them in the UK, they didn't make it, they weren't there. The judge gets annoyed and he was just like, you've gone through enough crap, bang, and then just let me off completely.
Yeah, I heard about that in your other interview.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's why it's okay, it's not too bad.
Oh.
Off camera, you were telling me that there were a lot of people impersonating Lizard Squad members that ended up facing real-life consequences. Can you speak a little bit more about that?
There were like a lot of people that were basically looking up to us in a weird way, and a lot of them were people that didn't like us. It's weird, like the computing communities are so weird. And
Yeah.
there's one on Twitter right now till this very day, and on Discord, I'm pretty sure, just impersonating my friend who's in prison like less than 2 weeks ago. He got caught in Paris, which we were talking about as well off camera, Julius.
Yeah.
He won't care if I mention him either, to be honest with you. He doesn't care about this stuff.
Those people that were pretending to be you, they're actually still in prison to this day?
Some of them, yeah.
And how do you know that? How do you know that they're...
If not, they must have been released recently. But like there were people out there, like articles would come out, we'd hear about it. You know, like most of those people were like sitting there on Google refreshing Lizard Squad and pressing the news tab, trying to see if there's a new article every day because the articles were coming out like daily. So it was literally like a mini movie for people that were watching that stayed from the beginning to the end person.
So eventually
If that
you guys
makes
saw
sense.
like certain names that you didn't know and you're just like, who is this? Why are they claiming to be part and they're
Some of
arrested
them.
now? Like,
And
that's-
some of them, yeah, like this one time I actually found out about this one guy getting arrested. Then I searched up his username and I ended up finding out it's someone that's just been tweeting so much like shit at me. I didn't even see the tweets because of how much tweets we were getting. But then like when you searched it up from the reverse roll, you're like, bro, what the fuck?
I let you guys decide what you wanted me to ask Vinny over on my community tab, so make sure to go check out my community tab. Follow me on Instagram too, because I posted it on there. So insert username ask.
Did you guys know that you were gonna get caught eventually?
It's hard to answer now, to be honest with you, because we've done it and it's so normal to us. You know, when you do stuff like that a few times, you
Yeah.
program to like being accustomed to it. You're like, I've done it like 4 times already, so it's like normal now. We basically knew we were going to get arrested, so we wiped all our machines and stuff anyway. Not that we had anything on there, but we just wiped our machines and stuff just because like of other stuff like databases and whatever else, you know, nothing related to like what we did. We obviously like knew that it was going to happen. That's why we did the BBC 5 Live interview, which is on YouTube. He was drunk and I was high when we did that. It was quite funny to us and we just wanted to troll BBC 5 Live. That's the reality of it as well, to be honest with you. So like trolling got us arrested, but like we would take it to those like lengths. We knew the risk as well, of course. But
That's wild. No, like we were talking off camera, like to be a part of this community, you gotta be mental. There gotta be something wrong with you. If you doing
Like-
this to get on BBC, there's something crazy.
Like you start to lose touch of reality. I guess
Yeah.
that's the best way to describe it. Like anything is like a part of the game now. Literally anything. We weren't on that community, or we weren't hanging out to do all of that stuff 24/7. That would only be like a couple of hours, like every few days. Most of the time we'd be banging out League of Legends. I was Diamond 1 on League of Legends.
Even that's like, I don't know if that's better or worse because of the fact that it's that like minuscule part of your day. Like, and you're doing that to get on BBC. That's insane. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
Florentine 6610 asks, will Lizard Squad return?
Nah, dude, my life is actually pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
Lizard Squad, I'll tell you what it was in like a really short like way.
Okay.
We were literally just playing games and hanging out, and it was
Yeah.
like 5% of our day every day.
One of the most asked questions was, how exactly did you do it? Like, was there a specific program or what happened?
There were
Right.
no programs involved.
So you don't want to
Then-
say it then?
Well, not so much that. We literally never used programs. We'd have like backdoors on like servers and stuff on like hosting websites, like really, really big hosting websites.
So it was just like a big, like, I don't know, like a big diagram. If you think about it, here, login here, server here, attacks this server,
Exactly.
attacks this one. Okay.
Exactly. So like, for example, you'd have like one big hosting website, okay? And the ones that we would hack and have exploits on would be like the biggest hosting websites in the world that have incredible amounts of traffic. So we obviously went for the big data centers. We hacked them and put like backdoors on their servers and everything, and we basically controlled their whole network. And if we wanted this little company or this little website down, it would be pretty quick. And then on top of that, we had like botnets with like hundreds of thousands of like slaves, and then there were like loads of like viruses that we planted all over the internet as well, where people would just basically click on them websites and everything, and they would just basically install like Java applets that would be like malicious to their computers, and we would basically have full access over their computers as well. And they would be on our botnet. We could open up their CD trays, we could turn on their camera, we could sniff out their passwords, basically have access to their full computer almost physically and internally.
Let's talk about like the very beginning. Like, how do you, like, one day, you know how one day you're just like, let's hack this blank server. You guys started with North Korea, right, as a test?
Yeah.
How did you even do that? You just had a database for it? Like,
No. We literally just basically had their IP address for their main DNS server.
and how'd you get that? Like, how do you do that?
We just got that, and we just
Right.
basically used the big like the hosts like I talked about, but except we didn't have one. We had like the top like hosting services
I know,
literally.
but how did you get? But people are gonna say you're capping. People are gonna say you're fucking lying.
I know, but it happened, you know. And
Bruh,
it's
y'all,
never
is he
happened like
lying?
And it's never happened like that before us, and it's never happened like that after us, and it will never ever happen like that after that as well.
People are gonna find it sus that you're not saying that part.
100%. Dude, the thing with computer guys is they always find everything sus. Like, if I say I'm a hacker, another guy's gonna come at me that's more knowledgeable than me, and then they think that they are, and they'll ask me like stupid questions like, oh yeah, what's the variable of this? Or they'll speak about coding and programming, and then if you basically don't know the answer to it, they'll just basically say that you're not a hacker.
Looking back at the events that happened nearly a decade ago, would you say that you're more proud or more ashamed of what you did?
To be honest with you, I'm not ashamed at all. If anything, if I was to pick between one or the other, I'd say I'm proud. But realistically, if I don't, then I'm pretty neutral. It is what it is. What happened was funny. It was hilarious. Like, even the people that didn't like it back then, they look back at it now and they still find it funny.
No, it's a piece of internet history now.
Life is so boring. You wake up, you play games. Okay, cool. But what if you can't play games? And then it like breaks out chaos and like gossip, and everyone's now coming together on certain other apps and communities and talking to each other about it, you know? Like, rather than just playing games and being like so like one-dimensional, like you're actually talking to other people. A lot of people found little communities and they made really good friends with other people that had the same issue, and they came to look for the same answer. People were making Lizard Squad chats on Discord, and you would join it, and then you would find 5 or 6 different guys to play games with.
That's a very positive way to see it.
Obviously not just that, but that's just
I know, but it is a positive way to see it.
But yeah, like, I'm not really ashamed of it at all, to be honest.
Okay, that is really it for the interview. Anything you want to promote, you can do it here.
The only thing that I have to promote is my Instagram account, which is literally just @Vinny. Pretty much, if you want to find me there. My stories are literally the best stories on Instagram, like a meme page. Plus, my life's pretty fun as well, so you could see like what you can actually make out of stuff as well. Sometimes I get high and I post motivational crap. And also my NFTs, not in like a weird way, they're all connected to real life events, and we're all going to start like making like our own like cult and community in person with like a small picked group of people from like my small social media platform. So it's like something nice to get involved in, especially if you have an interest for like computer security and everything. And finally, me and a couple of my friends, and one of them is the other Lizard Squad member, so this part makes it interesting for the for your followers to actually stay. That guy is involved in the project, and we've basically decided to make like a course in a university for hackers and to learn how to actually hack, not the crap that they teach you at school and university for like your basic bachelor's degree or your master's degree, like the stuff that they don't want you to learn, but in the most legal and cleanest ways possible. That's also going to be on my Instagram, so it's like a hacking course.
Vinny and I spoke a lot more than this, so the full 36-minute interview will be on my second channel, Bertie. And also, while I'm here, I want to let you guys know, please make sure to follow my Instagram. It's at my name is Tuv. We hit 100K like the beginning of the new year, and we haven't really gained since, so I need the Tuv army to head over there. Just hit that follow button. I look pretty cool in my pictures. I look a little fresh in them, so if you could go make sure to follow that would be amazing. All right, that was it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, and if you aren't subscribed, it'd be pretty cool if you can subscribe. It's pretty cool. But yeah, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys next time I upload. Also, a new single coming out March 10th featuring Funeral.